boat. Oh Jesus, I'm in.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's Stitch 76 here, and I made this boat. Well, I didn't basically make it. My dad helped me, and it actually floats, and it's really fun.
So, as my eldest son has said, we have made a boat. It's quite a simplistic design. It was made from one sheet of plywood and follows a few designs for one sheet plywood boats out there. I've given it a few slight twists so that anybody can make this. Literally, all you would need is a screwdriver, some screws, and some silicone sealant, really. I've put up plans on the site, as you saw a little bit ago, that shows how to get it cut. If you take these plans to any sort of timber merchants or B&Q and Wicks, you can buy a 2.4 meter by 1.2 meter piece of plywood and ask them to make the cuts that are shown on there, really. And you'll need to make two further cuts later on that you could do with a handsaw or a jigsaw if you've got one. That's a bit easier, really. Yeah, it's quite simplistic. I went with 9mm plywood. You can get marine grade plywood as well to make it last a bit longer if you wish. So what we did do during the assembling phase is I fixed batons along all the sides. It's allowed me to screw it together a bit easier, really. You don't have to. You could screw straight into plywood, but the batons made it a bit easier, so I place them down the side and allowed that to go through. Here is a brief bit of how I fix batons onto the wood. Did you know that I am able to make these great videos thanks to riiroo.com? They sell amazing kids child ride-on cars, and I'd recommend you check them out. There's a link in my description below, and if you are subscribed, there is an exclusive discount code available for you that will display as a post on my page, but it will only display for subscribers, so make sure you subscribe and check out riiroo.com using the link in the description down below.
Oh, so two methods of joining your baton onto a piece of wood. If you've got clamps, it's really simple. You would silicone up beforehand, so I like to make sure it's down the most exterior line. So I squirt down here and then I squirt on the interior as well. Squeeze it down and clamp it in place. Okay, now if you don't have clamps, then the best way to do this really is to hold it in best of places possible, okay, as you can. Line it up. I've lined it up. Drill your first hole. Should now be lined up. So take that to the side. You'll screw this in. Change headset over quickly. And what we do, just so it lines up okay very quickly, beforehand with this first hole, we drop our screw in. So if you were hand screwing it, you could screw that as well. I'm literally just using a drill. Place it into the hole, line back up again, screw it in. Now it's nice and lined up. We'll do the same with a second hole. It'd be a lot easier if I had two drills, but there's always these certain things that can make life easier. So, but yeah, if you had a clamp, you'd have clamped up and you'd have been silicone. We'll come on to that stage in a sec. So once again, drill down. Now I've got two holes. What we're going to do now we've got two holes, now we know it's lined up exactly how we want it because we don't have a clamp. I'm going to remove this screw. That's the side. We're going to put our screw in and through the hole very quickly. once again, so it's poking out a bit. You will do the same with the other hole very quickly. See. Try not to drill into your workbench or whatever surface you're working on. It'd be quite silly, but they're both through, as you can see. They'll be just like that. Next, grab this. Grab our caulking gun. My gun is slightly messed up, so I'm just going to take my nozzle off. Put two lines down. Okay, just so it goes end to end, as you can see there. Put that tube of silicone's gone. Make sure you've got your screws ready. Line up the holes. And push, screw in. As you can see, it squeezes the excess silicone out, which has formed a nice tight seal all around. So what you can do is get your finger, dip it in some washing up liquid so this doesn't stick on your finger, otherwise it can be a real pain to get off, and wipe it down so you get a nice seal over it. Okay, any excess as well you can use. So if you've used clear silicone, this will dry nice and clear. If you bought it wrong, like I did, with white, then yeah, and then just do the same all around that batten, and that will be nice and waterproof all the way along, and that will work on any size piece you're doing. So yeah, there you go, two methods. And if you were just doing the drilling, if you had clamps, you'd have just had that clamped in place and just drilled straight away. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, as you can see, we screwed along all different borders and everything. The smaller piece that you cut out on the first section, so your two sides are quite obvious, they're the longer pieces, they go down the side. You've got your base piece. The smaller of the two pieces you cut out from what would have been the base of the boat, the bigger one is for the front of the boat and the smaller one is for the back. Anchor that in place with the batons as I showed, or just screwing into plywood with the silicone. The front assembly, you're going to need someone to help you hold it in place. You need to make sure it's pushed up against the base of the boat as much as possible. Hold it, have one person hold one side, place two screws in, drill two holes, two screws in on each side first of all to line it up, then take it out and do your silicone in and put it in place. Then once that's done, flip it on its side and saw off the rest of the side down that angle part. I found was the easiest thing, or you can just draw a pen up once it's in place when you've got your screws done and cut then, whichever you find is easier. And that's it. If you find if you've got any small leaks, which you may do if your silicone's not sealed up correctly or anything, you can either put down some more silicone, or as I did along the base of the boat, I fitted some butyl tape, just went all around the edges, just went a bit funny. And then yeah, you've seen it, parts of the videos we painted part of it and everything. I painted it with some anti-weather fence paint that I just had lying around. This is just to help add a bit of longevity, really. Oh, and we've made a small paddle as well. I probably put that in this video somewhere. You probably see me assembling a paddle with some of the leftover scrap bits of wooden batten that I had. We'll be doing a video on how to fit a motor onto this car as well. So not onto this car, onto this boat. I'm so used to doing cars. So yeah, we'll be bringing that out shortly. Okay, right. If you have any questions, guys, drop a message down below. And yeah, enjoy building this for your children and have a fun summer. Cheers all. Bye.